So let's continue, right? So now, after coming from a downtrend, right? I don't know if I should label the downtrend like a newbie for all of you to see clearly, right? So use the same approach in your chart, please. When you're going to your chart, don't just, let's say the chart starts from let me just go to the real chart. The real chart. Okay. As chart starts from here, don't just instead of you looking at what happened next, you didn't look, you just you know come out here and place entry like this, come out here and because you saw that block here, and I don't know if you call this thing a change of character, whether it's holds or not, right? You just saw another block there, the next thing you just place entry, boom, and then you wait for price to sell to the don't stop taking trades like this, right? I'm talking to you. Yeah, if you want to take trade, just take some time, go back a little, like maybe 2 days before that day, and try to flow with what price has been doing before you came into the market, right? So same thing here that I'm trying to show you. Before I go into the chart, I just don't jump into the recent happening and then start trying to analyze it. I wait to read previous events, where price is coming from. I wait to understand where price is coming from before I start trading those regions, right? Yeah, so and from here you must see that, let's say you make charts at this point, right? At this point from here, before you start choosing this as your entry, right, for your confirmation, make sure you understood where this your entry was coming from. And if you should tell where it's coming from a demand zone, right? A valid demand zone that broke structure impulsively. You can see the BOS and it gave you more of like a double confirmation, right? After giving you a change of character, you had a BOS to confirm the trend, right? And price slowly retracing into it. When price is retracing into your demand zone, like when price is coming into your demand zone without any impulsive move, is likely to hold, right? But when price is selling hugely to that demand zone like this, you know that there is a risk of invalidating that zone, right? And now you could see the retracement. You know what retracement is? Expansion and retracement, right? This is an expansion here. Then these things are retracement, right? And in an uptrend like this, you have your expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement. In a downtrend, you have expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement, expansion. So you should actually take note of things like that. So now we have our confirmation entry from this trade, right? And now here is your liquidity region. All of these things here, they are all liquidity, right? External liquidity. I don't actually use the word internal and external liquidity, but then all of these things are liquidity regions, right? You know liquidity as dollar sign. You might have seen some persons using where is liquidity. Oops, I think this will do. Okay, this should do. You know liquidity when this dollar sign here stands for liquidity. So let me try to get it very bold. Okay, here is the liquidity. I know that price will clear that liquidity. You set your TP at this high. Let me ask a question. Why would you set your TP at this high? Let's say you are taking this trade from this zone, right? Why would you set your TP at this high here? Why? What makes you think that that high is the next zone the price will why would you set your TP there? For those of you that are already trading, why would you set your TP at this high? Why are you saying because it's a supply zone? Who is that? That is actually wrong. Okay, one of the answers I like there is the one from Duru. mass, because in an uptrend, price takes out highs, right? In a downtrend, price takes out low. Remember this. In a downtrend, price takes out lows, right? In a downtrend, price takes out lows. So let's say you're going to make a trade now. Let's say you're going to make a trade, right? And this is a supply zone at this point. Let's say you're going to make a trade. My mouse is disturbing very, very well all of a sudden. Let's say you're going to make a trade, right? Now, this zone here has already been broken, right? You have your supply zone at this point, and as price is retracing, though you can actually target further, but then as price is retracing, if you want to set your TP in a way that price is not going to miss it likely, as long as price is coming from a strong downtrend, right? Here can actually be a best place to set your TP, because when next price is selling, price will definitely take out this low. Price take out this low, and who knows, it may even take it out, then some stupid reversals will occur, right? But then price will definitely take out that low. You see this low here, price will take it out. So in the process of taking it out, that trade will hit CP, right? Remember, there is also liquidity lying in that low. But then the actual reason you should know is that in an uptrend, price breaks highs, right? And in a downtrend, price breaks low. And in the process of breaking those highs, if your TP is there, that means your TP is gonna hit, right? Who just understood what I just explained now? Did you understand what I just said now? Signify that you are following. I want this to be interactive. I don't want to be doing the talking alone. If you just understood what I just showed here right now, yeah, signify. Okay, everyone is clear. So never forget that, right? It's something that you know, but then you don't want to, or you think it's something that retail traders, assume of. You see, even support and resistance, all of those things, they work in trading. So you'll be setting your TP here, right? One, there is liquidity lying here. There's liquidity lying here, and the fact that we are in an uptrend, you expect price to break out this high, right? And then you target this high here. You target this high here, and then price reverse there. Remember, we have our minor change of character. Don't forget, this is a tiny change of character here, lying at this bottom here, down. This is a minor change of character, right? Lying there, and this is liquidity too. Let me just keep the liquidity here, right? You've seen what I just did here. Hope you understood the structures I just marked here. Hope you understood the structures I've just marked. Cool. Yeah, so just some little things to show you. These, okay, let me stop here. This is a higher low. Sorry, these ones are lower high. Oh my gosh, what the fuck am I doing? So these are lower high, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high here. Boom. This is a lower high, not a higher low. I know you should be able to identify these levels. These are just structures I'm showing you from the elements of trading, right? I'm showing the structures. Now let me copy this. Let me copy that and text something. So just be aware of lower low at this point. If you understand what I've been doing here, yeah, what is stop hunt? I'm still confused about how to recognize SMS and how to add it to confluences. Okay, see, well, I'd like to say something. Lower low at this point. lower low at this point, right? In a scenario where you have lower low and higher low, right? The difference between this lower low and the higher low will be the SMS, right? Will fall in the SMS. But then this is not just a well-detailed thing to tell you. These ones are just fractal structures. All of these things you're seeing here, they are fractal structures, right? These ones you're seeing here are fractal structures. I mean, those retracements you're seeing at that point. So I've shown you levels at this point. I've shown the levels. Here is a higher high. Here is a higher high for price to break it. And now you have your BOS here, a minor BOS at this point, right? A minor BOS, an MBOS. You have a BOS here at this point. So this is just like it's a very detailed example on how price reacts. Here is your other block, right? Your demand zone, your other block at that point. The other block will be coming from there. And look at this other block. Before you chose the other block, it swept liquidity, right? It swept this low. That is the change of character here. Here is your higher time frame demand zone. Your higher time frame demand zone. Demand, right? Your higher time frame demand zone. Your higher time frame demand zone. Right. So this is just how the structures looks like. Now let's go to the charts. How the structure looks like. Let's go to the chart. I can show you several entry models, but seems like I should do some hissing. Several entry models. But let's just hissing up here. My network is getting unstable. Fuck. When you haven't done anything. I don't know if I should use Solana. Suggest a pair you want me to use. Suggest me a pair. Any pair. What's your favorite pair? Yeah, suggest the pair. Suggest the pair you want me to use as an example. You said I'm breaking. Yeah, I said I have a little network glitch all of a sudden. What pair should I use? I don't know if I should just use any random pair. Okay, people are saying so. Okay, so let's look out for what time frame is this 30 minutes time frame. And since November, so price action, typical downtrend, interesting. So let me try to zoom out. I don't like this trend at all in so, but then it seems like I can start from far. I used Soul as an example in the previous program. You guys didn't recognize everything here. I've already done it, so seems like I'm going to repeat the same thing. Everything here in Soul looks so just a pair, a very nice pair, BTC. Okay, let me try BTC. So looks good for sales alone. Having network problem, I can tell. I'm feeling it. Okay, my network is back. Let me use so there is this price action I'm looking for in so the one that did one uptrend like that. Let me use so okay, I think this chart here and so is actually nice. People, I'm now going to look into people. Okay, let's start from here. Let's start from here in Solana. Let's start from here in So. Right. Let's start from here to go. Okay, so let me show you something. In this trend, can you switch for candlestick to line charts? Why would I use line charts? Is that what you trade? Okay, so look at this structure here, right? You guys should focus. You trade with line charts, okay. Okay, but then look at this structure here, right? This on Solana. Remember, I said I'm going to start here to analyze, but then I can't just jump from here and start showing you things when I haven't seen what's happened in the past, right? I need to understand how price. You can't see my screen. Are you guys for you? Who can see my screen? Okay, let's tell the. Okay, so look at Solana here. We are in an uptrend, right? We are in an uptrend here in So, right? We are in an uptrend here in Solana. This is a liquidity sweep at this point. I will target, right? Of like a change of character, right? And now what happened? I don't know if I should use higher time frame. This is another block, right? We are in an uptrend. I don't want to. We are in an uptrend here in Solana. BOS, BOS to the upside. BOS to the upside and another BOS. Now recall this thing I gave you guys, the first entry model I did there. I told you guys I have several entry model, but because of time, I have like 8 I wanted to show you guys, but I just dropped 2 there, right? But now let's use this 2 because I think I've seen something there. BOS to the upside, right? Now, even if we are going to, we are in an uptrend, a full uptrend, you could see price buying from higher time frame demand zones, right? Buying from higher time frame demand zones. You could see price buying from higher time frame demand zones, right? All of these zones here. But then, even before price got there, what are those? Okay, even before price got there, we actually had a sell, right? There was a sell that happened here. If you could see clearly, there was a sell that happened at this point, right? We had a change of character here. We had a change of character at this point, change of character to the upside. This is for scalpers or people that utilize the lower time frame trend, right? So we had a change of character here. Like I told you, in an uptrend, there are sell opportunities, and this is one of them. And this here is your valid order block to sell the market. You have your valid, you have 2 POIs here, right? This first one here and the second one here, right? And price bought using the second one. And after that, we broke structure. After that, price broke structure to the downside, right? We had our BOS to the downside. We had our BOS to the downside. And as we broke structure, this supply zone, this other supply zone became a valid supply zone, right? To sell the market became a valid supply zone. Now, if you are going to target, if you are going to set a TP target, you set your TP target in this demand zone, right? Let's say you took this trade from any of these points, right? It should be up to 1:4. And you know that 1:4 is a good RR, right? This is a 1:4. This is a 1:4 RR, right? And even before price reversed, let's do something. I'm trying to analyze internal structures for you. Before price reversed, right? Was that a BOS? Okay. Before price reversed, we had an SMS here, right? We had an okay, this is not an SMS. We had an SMS at this point. We had an SMS at this point and price broke structure. And price broke structure here, right? Price broke structure. And you could see that this is a confirmation entry, right? Look at the big demand zone here. This is the demand zone you have to trade this thing from. I mean, the big demand zone that you're supposed to trade. And remember, I told you to set your TP at a high, right? To set your TP at a high. This is actually the big demand zone you're supposed to trade. But then you want to wait for confirmation so that you can see a more rewarding trade, right? Because trading this thing from this demand zone is very boring and it will be less rewarding and even more time wasteful because it will be less rewarding. How many are out to this high? That is 1:3, right? 1:3, 1:3 let me get it too. There is a tool I need to add here as favorites to do something with it. Date and time, some minutes. Let me get it too. Yeah, done. Okay, so you see that from that is 1 day and something, right? So this is how long it took for this trade to deliver 3 hour, right? So, but then if you are using confirmation entry, what you have to do is to wait for price to mitigate this demand zone first. Like the first entry model I showed you guys. This is like the second entry model I showed you guys on buying, right? Why this one here is the first one I showed you on selling. So you wait for price to give you a confirmation. The confirmation can come in form of change of character or it can come in form of change of character or in form of SMS and BOS. And you will have a demand zone. You always have a demand zone to buy to the upside, right? You have a demand zone to buy to the upside in a more rewarding trade, in a more rewarding more rewarding. Here is 1:7. Comparing it to that 1:5, you see that using confirmation entry, you have a bigger chances of getting a more rewarding trade that is even less risky, right? So set your TP at this high. Now you see something that happened. As price matched, teach us more on entry types, please. Something I'm still teaching and they're already saying, I just pray I get to end this very early. So, but then, I look at what happened now. Let's say you are the type that sets unrealistic TP targets. You see that price, look at what price did. After taking out this high, right? Price sold immediately. We sold immediately. And let's say you said you're the type that set unrealistic targets. You want to catch everything. You see that your SL, your trade will be invalidated at this point, right? But now if you trade based on levels, you know that the right thing to do at some point, say price may not even reach the high before selling, but it's best to set the high because you're doing the right thing, right? Price sold from the high immediately, and after price sold after clearing the high, right? And in form of clearing the high, we have been provided with a reversal sign. This is another change of character for a sell, right? A reversal sign. All these things are always on your charts. You will need to train your eye to see them, right? This is a change of character at this point, a change of character down, a change of character down to the downside, a change of, if you want to learn more on trading, my actual course has been on discount since this month, right? I had a discount since December 1st, and it's ending on December 31st to pay $50. After December 1st, it will come back to the original price of $75. So you can actually capitalize on that. That is 3 days for the discount to end. Yeah. But then let's continue. That is if you want to continue your trading game. So here after price cleared this high, you could see immediately we had after price cleared this high, right? We had a reversal at that point. This is a change of character, at this point to the upside, a change of character there, and we are being provided with a valid supply zone, to sell the markets, right? A valid supply zone to sell the market to the downside, right? A valid supply zone to sell the market. I was hoping price to take out this low. Okay, price took out that low. So we had a valid this thing. We had a valid supply zone, and all these things are liquidity. You see all of these things. Let me try to make them invert. Remember the entry model I showed you on buy, right? If you can recall, it's like this. Let me go back to that entry model. Like I told you, something like, who can remember the entry model I just showed you guys not long ago? Like this, something like this on buy. I mean today, not long ago. I will go back to that entry model. Let me stretch this thing to where it's HTTP. I don't stretch it too far. But then the entry model that goes like this, more of like a confirmation entry. Okay, let me show you here. Let me go back to that entry models. I know most of you didn't take it up on your head. Okay, this it's a this is the entry model, right? This is the entry model from here, just like what price formed, but that one we had our entry from this point, right? We had our entry from this point, and you target the liquidity there. You see that they are similar. What time frame are you using? What is the difference between change of character and BOS? This person that has this question, you haven't been listening. You just haven't been listening. Yeah. A change of character is for reversal sign. When price wants to reverse from an uptrend to a downtrend, you see change of character, right? Or from a downtrend to an uptrend, you see change of character. But then when the trend continues, when price wants to continue in trend, you see BOS, right? It stands for price continuations. Sorry, BOS signifies continuations, right? Trend continuations. So we have our liquidity here and price tapped on this supply zone, and then we start selling to the downside, right? Let's continue with this thing. We started selling to the downside. Here is a minor change of character. Here is another minor change of character, right? So you won't be able to see this one clearly. Here is a change of character, another one, a change of character to the downside, a change of character to the downside, a confirmation, right? This is a change of character there, a change of character at this point, and you have your valid supply zone. You have your valid supply zone, right? Your valid supply zone at this point. Your valid supply zone at this point, right? Same thing. This section is ending in next 10 minutes. Understanding everything, thanks. Please, I need clarification on how to use the word time frame. Before this section end, I just want to say, have you understood what I've just done? I've just done so far from this point here to this very moment, because I need to be flowing along with all of you guys. I don't just have you been getting what I've explained so far from this very point to this point here. Okay, because this session is ending in next 9 minutes. So I want to make sure you've understood, then I will rehost and send you another link. If you've understood what I've said so far, yeah, indicate. Then if you haven't, like I said, if you want to level up your trading game, I mean, if you don't know anything about trading from beginner to advanced, let's say you're a newbie, yeah, so my full course on trading is actually on discounts, right? From beginner trader, from beginner TA till advanced. Yeah. But then if you've understood so all the things I've been explaining here so far indicate, yeah. Indicate this section is ending in less than 8 minutes. So all right. All right, I'll be ending it and I'll be sending you a new link so we can be able to continue this thing. Let's continue it. Yeah, expect a new link. Expect a new link soon. The recordings will be made available, but then it will take a very long time, even up to February till all the recordings get released. It take, let's say, ending month of February. Yeah, I'll explain. I'll be hosting a new section and I'll explain to you what price did after tapping on this supply zone. It just to get that everyone is following me up. All right, I'm ending this section now and I expect a new link in less than 5 minutes.